All right, so this is my commentary track for the fifth and final episode and series finale of 15th Street, the sitcom that me and my roommates in college made 16 years ago in 2007. This intro is spoofing Battlestar Galactica. I'm quite certain that that was the other guy's concept because I'd never seen Battlestar Galactica at the time, and I still actually have not watched that series.
Maybe we should change the sign to
So we have to raise $500,000 fee for neglecting our daughter. And there was us doing a lemonade stand. It's one of those scenes where I feel like maybe we should have tried to. We just filmed it against this like brick wall. We probably should have tried to take more advantage of the fact that we were shooting in New York City, and for that 10-second shot, tried to set up on like a street corner and have like some nice buildings and skyscrapers in the background or something like that. But no, we just shot it on the brick wall, I think probably like 10 feet outside the front door of our apartment building. And I think this is all spoofing Battlestar Galactica, showing the sneak preview of what's happening through the episode. I believe this scene right here is the very last thing that was ever shot for this series, because it took us a few extra weeks to get our actor Patrick back to play the agent, and we have him in the scene in a second here.
Dear heads, I hope you have 500,000.
Yeah, I think this scene is the last thing we shot. Of course, there's going to be a big fight scene with him at the end of the episode, but I think we shot that one morning and then went back to the apartment real quick and shot this last bit.
Postscript. I took your last wine cooler, and no, it's not coming off your
And we actually did let him have the wine cooler. Our fridge is a total mess, isn't it? You can see the gunk at the bottom of the fridge. That's not for the show. That's what it really looked like. And now this wasn't shot the same day. This was shot a completely different day.
We have 6 days to make this money, or we're gonna die.
At times like these, the only thing that can relax me.
If I was a costume designer looking at this, or just a person with an eye for visual design, I would probably say that Ben and Tim should not be wearing the exact identical shade of brown shirt. One of us should have changed, probably me, to be honest. Tim's freaking out there.
What about our money plant?
Actually, maybe this shot of the money plant was the last thing filmed, because I think we did a shot of it the day we were filming everything else, and the shot was too blurry and quick, so I think we might have, that shot of the money plant there might have been the very last thing. So now we're going to start a corporation that makes us multi-billionaires and the richest people in the world. I believe Andrew did, in fact, make this entire PowerPoint presentation we're about to see. I think we wrote the ideas for it together, but I believe he actually did make all this. I know for a fact I didn't make it anyway. So this episode, interestingly enough, was shot... So all three of us graduated after 7 semesters at NYU instead of the usual 8, the 4 years. So we only did 3.5 years in college. We all started the fall semester at the beginning of 2004 and graduated in the end of 2007, December 2007. And I think this was all shot in December 2007. Actually, I think we're packing up as we're shooting this. Like there's boxes and shit. Like we're shoving the evidence of us packing up outside of the frame as we are shooting. And I know in particular the fight scene at the end of the episode was shot, I believe, like literally a few days before we left New York City. And I didn't go to my graduation ceremony or anything like that. None of us did, because it was in May. We just said, okay, we've got enough credits. We're just packing up our shit and getting the hell out of New York. This is shot every day. I believe this actor's name was Ed. And we met him on another film set, and I believe he's the only person older than 21 or 22 to ever appear in this series, playing the big investor. The Texan accent, I think, is amusing, not his real accent. Now he's giving us $1 million to invest in our business plan.
I'm writing you a check for every cent I own. 500.
Oh no, $500,000 to.
My only wish is that you take in my only daughter.
That's Jillian, I believe her name was. Not an actress, actually, just kind of another person we knew from film class. Now we have the big investors about to commit suicide. And we were only able to do one take of this, I think, because of the blood spray against the... our color matching isn't quite right there. the blood spray. So we did one take there. I remember when I was editing this being frustrated with the way that the gun came in, because we had a pretty realistic looking prop gun, but you can only really see like one. It was literally like a quarter second or a fifth of a second of the muzzle coming in towards his head in the way we shot it, and we only did one take because of the blood. So I was like, damn. So that's why we had to like really slow it down in the edit and do like a dramatic music and stuff.
Technology, blackberries.
This whole scene here is improvised of us chatting about what to have to dinner. Well, Erica, I think the character's name is cleaning up her father's corpse in the background. I don't know if the joke completely came through. I think maybe we should have actually had Ed lay down on the ground in a pool of blood so we could see that in the background. I wonder if, I think maybe at some point we were talking about actually this episode being 3 episodes. Oh, so our corporation is called Go Fuck Your Mother. I wonder if that gag completely came out. The letters spelling Go Fuck Your Mother. I'm not sure if it did or not. But anyway, I think maybe we should have had Ed lay in a pile of blood so we could see him in the background while we're chatting about what to have for dinner, but probably didn't want to mess up his nice suit with the fake blood. We all had suits for some. I don't know. I have no memory of owning this suit. I don't believe I still own it. I don't think I ever wore it for anything ever except for filming this. I think maybe my parents bought me a suit when I was going off to college or something like that, and they were like, you might need this for something, and then it sat in boxes and closets and bottomless drawers for like 3 years and some months before we filmed this episode. But yeah, we were filming this as we were packing up.
What?
Don't go in your room.
And I think we did. I think this might be the first scene in the episode that isn't hacked together from shoots on multiple days and was actually shot in one day. I kind of remember shooting this. Not really. I do remember shooting the whole fight scene at the end that we're going to see in a little bit, and most of the rest here.
$5 million.
Yes. Bam.
Now here's our money-making montage where we become the richest people in the world. This joke here of all the money flying in ant. So there's the cat. We talked about, I think we had wanted to get like prop money, like a $50 prop $50 bills, and for some reason we couldn't figure it out. So we have everyone just has, we have $1 bills in the whole montage, which kind of looks stupid. I think we also wanted, at least one of us, I can't remember if it was going to be me or Andrew, had a monocle. I think we might have had a monocle prop that we lost actually right before shooting, and I remember being frustrated about that. All these gags with the money flying through the air, I think didn't come across quite on screen how we had imagined them. I just pictured like this billowing cloud of money. I believe there's a real pizza box in the background there. Now for episodes 2 through 5, I think I made about 95% of all editing decisions. Oh, now Tim's gonna masturbate again with money. I think I already made the vast majority of editing decisions in the last 4 episodes at least. This is one of the few times I remember being vetoed here as we're playing. I did an edit of this montage, and I think it's mostly the same way I edited the visuals, but I had used a song, Old School Hollywood, is that what it's called, from System of a Down, but I got vetoed. They vetoed me and put in Taking Care of Business instead. I did like the Old School Hollywood cut of it, though. I thought it had a pretty funky energy to it. And now we're becoming we've become the richest people in the world. This is a slightly cancellation-worthy joke by today's standards, but, you know, a lot of humor from 2007 was. Yeah, I think this episode might have been slightly inspired by, we've started a corporation in our apartment based on synergy and become the richest people in the world. I think this might have been inspired by an episode of the TV show Stella. Was it on MTV or Comedy Central? I just can't remember, but where they start like a vegetable farm in their apartment, smoking cocaine. I think on one version of that script, he was supposed to actually, we wrote in the original script, he was going to snort cocaine off a hooker's naked ass or something like that. Didn't quite come through.
$93 billion.
Now Tim's about to get fired from the corporation, and
No longer deign to use that peasant.
but yeah, I think in retrospect, I would have liked it if we'd had the monocle. I would have liked it if we had the stack of prop $50 bills that we originally wanted to have. I think that would have but because we had written in these scripts similar to how in the first episode.
Activate. No suit.
in the first episode we'd written, we'd have at the party we'd have blood and puke flying all over the apartment. Similarly here, I think in the as we scripted it, we had written piles of $50 bills. Like we wanted like a Scrooge McDuck vault situation with just money flying everywhere, but we didn't get that. I do wish we'd had at least some of the prop $50 bills that we could have moved from angle to angle as we were shooting at least. Now Tim's fired from the apartment. We have a little bit of a Lion King joke here, I think. It was a retro gag back then because Lion King had come out 13 years ago. But now, of course, we have a new Lion King, which is now here's something that so now Erica is going to baby bird Andrew's Fruit Loops to him, which it's so. So this is 100% filmed authentically. The actress Jillian actually did chew up Fruit Loops and spit them into Andrew's mouth, and then he did in fact swallow them. So you can't say that Andrew didn't commit to the show. What's unfortunate is that her hair is kind of halfway covering it up, so you can't see it quite as graphically as you might have hoped to see it. But yeah, he did in fact do it. And, of course, usually the person who's not in the shot is either holding the camera or holding the boom mic. So I'm doing one of those in this scene. I can't remember which. I'm on set doing something. Oh, here's another thing. We had a gag here where Andrew would tell President Bush to fire the nukes, and then we'd be at war. And we wanted to print out a prop newspaper, but didn't get around to it. So now Tim has become a filthy street hooker. Yeah, I think Tim was supposed to be reading the newspaper with Andrew's picture and George W. Bush's picture saying we had fired the nukes at Japan or England or something. Oh no, at England, because the British accent confuses and enrages Andrew. There's this is a little callback actually. That's the same. That's Axe to Grind, the frat boy from the party in the first episode who's about to get the sloppy fuck salad. No, the Blumpkin from Tim. And actually, he was going to show up, so this might be a good time for me to go into some of the... we planned out a full 13-episode season that we didn't end up entirely making. Of course, Corporation ended up being the season and eventually series finale, because we never made any more. But it was originally planned as a mid-season thing. So now that we have Axe to Grind, the frat boy here, it's a good time to talk about... So I've mentioned before, one of the episodes that we were going to have... was
me, Ben, and who is this?
So there was going to be an episode called Skylar Pop Collar, I believe, where Andrew somehow transformed into a frat guy named Skylar Pop Collar. I think maybe a magic spell got cast in him, or he drank a potion or something like that, and he was going to join the frat with the frat guys from the first episode. We would have to save him from the frat. That was planned, but a script was never written. Now, as I mentioned in a previous commentary, we did completely film an episode where we opened an abortion clinic in our apartment. I believe the episode was called Gynecology. I don't know why I never got around to editing that. I don't think we were shying away from the offensiveness of it, because we have plenty of offensive jokes, especially in the episode 4 Daughter. But we did film that. We had a couple actresses, and we had a whole abortion table set up on our on our table in the main room. I believe I wrote by myself the script called Cat, where we would get the cat, and Andrew would accidentally misinterpret a note and prepare to cook the cat, and Ben's animal rights girlfriend would there would be an embarrassing situation there. There was also an episode called 24 Minutes. It was going to be a spoof of 24. It was going to be a spoof of 24 where Andrew has 24 minutes to get home from class before he misses the episode of Lost. And me and Ben were going to be the comms people on the phone back of the apartment. There was a Christmas Home Alone spoof where Ben set traps for Santa Claus, designed, not written. I mentioned all those before. What I didn't mention is, there was going to be an episode, I think, called the Suicide Prevention Squad, where we were going to open a suicide hotline in the apartment. And
Isolated yourself?
And the idea was it would be like a Power Rangers type spoof almost. Like we would have like a transformation sequences and like anime backgrounds. And we would be so bad at being a suicide hotline that we would encourage more people to suicide than whose lives we saved. And the original season finale, I can't remember if it was a 2-parter or a 3-parter anymore, as we'd originally planned it in our kind of a show book or a story Bible, or show Bible, I think they call it. Series Bible, that's what they call it in the TV game. It was going to be called AIDS Day, and it was going to be either a 2-parter or a 3-parter. I can't remember. So the idea was that Tim was going to contract AIDS in his career of street prostitution, which he would keep doing even after this corporation episode that was originally supposed to be in the middle of the season. It was supposed to be like episode 6 originally, with the abortion clinic episode being like episode 4 or 3.
Company's your CEO.
So Tim would contract AIDS, and then it would be a Die Hard spoof with Andrew holding like a laboratory or a clinic hostage in as like the Hans Gruber figure until they find the cure for HIV to cure Tim before he dies at the end of the day. I can't remember what Ben was supposed to be doing in the episode. Maybe he was going to be like the Bruce Willis type figure, and Andrew was going to be like the and we had a whole thing planned out where there would be like Muppets in the back, like with the music playing while they tried to concoct the cure for HIV, right? So that was originally supposed to be the season finale. I think maybe it was supposed to be a 2 or 3-parter, or 3-parter even, and I believe that Ben's cousin Judith from the pilot was also supposed to come back in that episode, and Ben would romance his cousin. I can't remember how things were going to go down at the end of the episode. I assume we'd have some kind of a happy ending where Tim got cured of AIDS before he died. Anyway, so we were shooting this in Cortland Alley, which is a real alley in New York City. I believe they've used it in some real films and TV shows at least. And yeah, I think this was the last full day of filming for the series. Like I said, I think we shot this fight sequence.
Let's make this quick.
Then we went home and back to our apartment and filmed the scene with Ben finding the envelope of quote-unquote anthrax that Patrick planted in the fridge. And yeah, I think that was a wrap. I think maybe like 1 or 2 days later, we put the dollar bill in the pot of dirt to shoot the money plant shot, and I think that was the end of it. But yeah, this was basically the end of the show, shooting this Cortland Alley fight scene. There's Tim in some garbage bags. With a little Hitchcock zoom situation going on there. But yeah, this was supposed to be originally the middle of the season, but we re-scripted it to be the grand finale, which I guess works. We're about to have an epic fight scene here.
I'm sorry about everything. I've learned a lot about the power of friendship since I fired you this morning. Yeah.
I do like the I don't know. Maybe we should have done more to put across the idea that it seemed like it'd been months and months since Tim got fired, but it actually this has all taken place over a few hours.
You bosses around anymore.
Yeah. You big bully. Oh, that's adorable. You guys want to fight?
But yeah, this was shot, if I recall correctly, a matter of a week at most before that was an actual real stunt there. Andrew actually got pushed down to the ground. That's pretty impressive, doing your own stunts. I know that is exactly a crime climbing up the Burj Khalifa. Well, you can see the shot reversing back and forth there. I think I remember filming that. Actually, I pictured the spinach as being more liquidy, and I was gonna really try to drink it. It would be hypocritical of me not to after Andrew got the real half chewed up Fruit Loop spat in his mouth earlier in the episode, but it came out in these solid chunks. Maybe we should have tried to just wipe my chin off and retake the shot with me just pouring it all over my face or something like that. It might have made a good visual, just have a chunky wet spinach all over my face. I don't know where I found this music. I think I probably just combed through like some free use music libraries. Now Patrick has defeated us all, and he's about to stab us all to death.
You didn't have to stay and fight.
Rose took for you guys.
Here's the closest thing to an emotional moment we ever have in 15th Street. So now Patrick's going to reveal that he was actually a federal talent agent who was drafting us for the Special Forces.
Or I would.
want to say that was a plastic knife and not a real one. I was probably reckless enough back when I was 21 to let an actual like kitchen butcher knife be held in my throat in an alleyway.
I'm not a federal agent, nor am I a talent agent.
I do like those punch-in cameras. Like I said, the camera work in this entire show is pretty much directly ripped off from Arrested Development, as was 90% of our comedic sensibility back then. Now, 30 Rock and The Office did exist at this point. It was before Parks and Rec. It was way before Community and anything after that. I think Always Sunny was around, but I don't think I'd seen it yet. I don't remember watching any of that until later, so pretty much our camera work and beeping curses and everything was all mostly inspired by Arrested Development, although, like I said, Stella was also a bit of an influence.
You have redefined failure and brought shame to our great nation. Ergo, you have been a
I wonder if anyone in the... was there homes above in Cortland Alley? Anyone looking out of the alleyway thinking, what the fuck is going on out there?
I truly regret, and I am very ashamed that I ever met you. I pray every night that you don't breed. Anyway, live long and prosper. JK, get out of the city.
So yeah, that's our little rewrite that he's going to kick us out of New York at the end of the series, which wasn't originally the plan. I mean, when we originally planned this out, because we planned this out our junior year, I think we had, it seems crazy now because we shot these 5 episodes over like 3 semesters, I guess, or no, was it 2 or 3 semesters? Our originally plan had been to make 13 episodes over what 1 year, including it's a shame we never made that 24 minutes episode because we had planned like subway shots, like scenes in the subway with Andrew like in the subway tunnels and on the subway train. I think that would have been pretty cool. And in terms of I'm disappointed we never made the Skylar Pop Collar Frat Boy episode because I bet Andrew would have been pretty funny in that because we talked about gelling his hair up and making it spiky and stuff and interacting with the frat guys. And I think maybe we had originally wanted a fight scene at the end of that episode, maybe between Skylar Pop Collar, aka Andrew, and Ben. And since we didn't get to do that, we put the fight scene in this episode instead. We had a lot of writers in that one, huh? But yeah, it's I feel like I have the gynecology episode, aka the abortion clinic episode, and some DV tapes somewhere in a closet or a cardboard box somewhere. But who knows, maybe it's faded by now. But yeah, it's a shame. I wish we'd maybe made at least like 8 episodes, even if this did end up being the series finale and the AIDS Day finale. Yeah, we had some ambitious plans that never came to. And even as we were filming this corporation episode, we had wanted to do more future episodes once we graduated from college, but just never ended up happening. And then I moved away and haven't seen or spoken to any of the guys in 12 or 13 years, but hopefully they're doing well somewhere. And yep, that was the 5 episodes of 15th Street, the sitcom we made in college. And maybe someday I'll show you all the real sitcom pilot we made, like a 22-minute pilot that we shot at a high school with an actual cast of actors we did auditions for and high quality cameras and like lighting rigs and stuff. Maybe I'll show that one day, but who knows? Well, that was 15th Street. Thanks for watching. Talk to y'all soon.